Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope I sound a little better right now because I got a brand new mic, and I know the quality was not very good in my last few videos. So today I want to talk about the 5 things that I love most about Lost Ark, because it seems to me that a lot of the discussion around Lost Ark, especially if you go on the forums, is why I quit Lost Ark, why I'm stopping after 500 hours of Lost Ark, why Lost Ark is awful, why Lost Ark is pay to win, blah 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 blah. There's a lot of negativity surrounding the game, and I personally love this game so much. So I want to share with you guys some of the things that I love about the game to show that there are so many redeeming qualities to this game that should not be overlooked. Because a lot of people talk about the negatives, and more negative gets, more views and more clicks and things like that. But I feel like there needs to be a change of pace, and people need to highlight what this game does right. Because there are a lot of things this game does right. So, to start off, the first thing I want to talk about is the combat. Now, the combat in this game is unlike anything that I've ever seen before. I would call it a combination of League of Legends and Diablo playstyle, um, and I love that. I've been playing League of Legends for 8 years, and it's incredible to get to experience the combat um, from League of Legends in an MMORPG, which I am still like in awe of every day because it feels incredible. It feels reactive, just like League. Whether you're dodging a skill shot from, a Caitlyn Q, just like you're dodging an attack of Whirlwind from Yoho, right? It's the same thing. Feels really good. The other thing is that there's no Trinity system. So for those of you that don't know, the Trinity system in MMORPGs is healer, tank, and DPS. Now, there's no Trinity system in Lost Ark. While there is a tanky class, the Gunlancer, and currently in North America 2 supports, Paladin and Bard, there's no hardcore Trinity system, meaning when you're fighting a boss, the boss aggro is pretty random. So you could be hitting the boss, and all of a sudden they can turn to you and start attacking you. And sometimes it's annoying if you're playing a back attack class, but honestly, it makes the game feel so much more alive because for those of you that have played other traditional MMOs with a Trinity system, a lot of times when you're going through dungeons and you're going through raids as a support or as a healer or as a DPS, 99% of the time the tank is going to go first, and the tank is always going to have aggro of the mobs, and you're in no danger of getting hit. You still have to watch out for maybe abilities, whatever, but at the end of the day, it's kind of just like you're a DPS. You go in and the tank goes, you DPS, and you move on to the next pack. Whereas in Lost Ark, with the boss fights, you never know when you're going to get attacked. You have to constantly be reacting and looking for when the boss might go on you and when you might have to dodge. And that feels really incredible. The last thing, all of the bosses in the game, for the most part, besides a few guardians, have their abilities telegraphed in this, red get out of the way telegraph, and it makes it a lot easier to pick up on boss mechanics because you can go into a fight and all of the bosses are going to have this red telegraph in front of them, and like, okay, red is bad, I have to get out. Whereas in other MMOs, it's really easy to go into a boss, and for example, WoW, and it's like an essay of like 10 pages of all their abilities and what they do and things like that, and you basically have to study to go into these fights with knowing what to do. And yes, the hard modes and really end game Legion raids, you have to do that as well because there's so many mechanics. But In a lower level, like in abyssal dungeons, you can figure a lot of things out because they're easier to see. So now I want to move on to the class design as my second big why I love Lost Ark. The classes are so unique, and I honestly compare them to League of Legends, not in the sense that they are like ADC or mid or anything like that, like lanes, but each class feels so unique from one another, even if they are the same main class. So, for example, I have three gunners: a gunslinger, a sharpshooter, and an artillerist. And even though they're all under the main class, they feel completely different to play. I also have a gun lancer, a paladin, and a berserker. All of them feel completely different to play. And the reason why I say it's comparable to League of Legends is each subclass feels like its own quote unquote champion, where it has its own identity, its own play style, its own unique feel. And that's incredible because from my experience with World of Warcraft, which is the game I've been playing the longest and I've been playing for like 10 years, when I look at some of the classes in the game, so let's say ranged magical, you know, mage, shadow priest, warlock, elemental shaman. Maybe I'm missing one, I forget. But they all kind of feel the same. You know, warlock is just either more dots or minions, and they all just feel like you're casting things and you're having procs, and they all feel like a ranged magical class. They all have the same feel. Whereas in Lost Ark, even within sorcerer as a specific subclass, you have igniter, which focuses on a really short burst window, and reflux, which focuses on constant spamming your abilities, and those feel totally different to play. So that's another thing I love about it. It constantly feels fresh. The third thing I want to talk about is gear progression. Now, this is a very heated topic in the community, and I personally love the gear progression in Lost Ark. Now, do I love failing my hones? No. But no one loves failing their hones. But the thing is, which is what I love about it so much, everything you do in the game on a character slowly progresses that character or your other characters in your roster to become stronger. There are guaranteed gains every single time you do something in this game. When you do a chaos dungeon, when you do an abyssal dungeon, when you do an abyssal raid, when you eventually do legion raids, when you do guardians, when you do events, when you do the cube, when you do a boss rush, etc., you're always getting materials to help your character get stronger, to slowly work towards that higher item level. And another thing, which I was so impressed by, most MMOs have achievements and what everyone's calling horizontal content in the game as fun extra things that you can do if you want to. Now, it's the same in Lost Ark. However, things like the Adventure Tome, which is basically completing all the quests and a bunch of extra things within continents, they can also give you things like skill potions to make your character stronger. Or if you are doing masterpieces, you can get gold from them and use that gold to buy materials to make your character stronger. And everything, like the fact that everything you do is just helping your character out in a little way, makes my time feel so rewarding. And I know Stoops had that big blow up video about why, or like the MMO that respects your time. And now that I have over 750 hours in this game, I am 100% on board with that because even if you just log on for a little bit and do a few chaos dungeons, you've made a little progress. I can't tell you how many hours I've wasted in World of Warcraft running Mythic Plus dungeons, doing my Mythic rating each week, not getting a drop in my vault, not getting a drop off a boss, and just saying, oh well, maybe next week. It sucks. But in Lost Ark, I can say, wow, I know that if I do Chaos Dungeons every day and my Guardians every day, I'm eventually going to get enough materials to attempt to hone my weapon or attempt to hone my gear. And even if I do fail, I'm working towards pity where I'm eventually going to have a 100% chance to hone. Yeah, it sucks when you fail, but you know you're making progress, and every fail is one step closer towards a success. So now I want to move on to my fourth thing that I love about this game, which is alts. Now, I'm a huge altaholic, admittedly. I had every class in World of Warcraft, max level, and I currently have 11 characters right now in Lost Ark. I have 5 of them in T3, and I have 6 of them in T2. So I have invested a lot of time into my alts, and there are many reasons for that. One reason is there are so many things that Lost Ark provides to encourage alt play. Alt play is not mandatory under certain circumstances, whereas if you're not hardcore or if you're like Asmongold or a streamer who just gets tons of materials. But if you want to be quote unquote hardcore, which I aspire to be, you have to have alts. Now, alts for me don't feel like a chore. A lot of my friends in my guild, they're like, oh, I don't want to play alts, they're so boring, I just do what I gotta do and get off. But for me, it feels like I get to experience this game that I love from a whole new perspective. You know, I'm playing my bard and I'm supporting and I'm focusing on shielding my allies and I'm doing whatever. And then I'll switch to my sorceress and I'm focusing on spamming spells and dodging and teleporting around the map. And then I'll switch to my scrapper and I'm in the boss's face and I'm punching them, and like each time I do a guardian, it feels like a totally different experience, and it feels incredible to get to experience this game from those different perspectives. And the best part about it is that Lost Ark encourages you with increased honing chances and decrease in resource costs for honing from your alts from the stronghold, power passes, things like that. So if you're someone who loves alts, this is an incredible game for you because you will always have time to work on alts because you will eventually run out of things to do on a daily basis on your main character. Also, these alts, not only is it just fun to play them, but I have my bard at 1395 right now, and I have 4 other T3 characters. Once I do my daily stuff on my characters, I can send my mats right over to my bard and give my bard that many more chances at honing. So I'm constantly feeding my roster more power, my main more gear, more upgrade chances. So the last thing I want to talk about, fifth reason I love Lost Ark, is the dev team. Now, I don't really want to talk about Amazon Game Studios because they have a bad rap with New World. They might have done some questionable things with the Lost Ark launch in North America and EU, and they're the publisher, and I don't really want to comment on them. But I just want to talk about Smilegate and the company that is creating the game. Smilegate has proven themselves time and time again by giving players what they want. You want more horizontal content? We'll make horizontal content. You want us to focus on PvP? Focus on PvP. You want us to make class changes? We'll make class changes. And they have incredible communication with the Korean player base. And I think that that is incredible. The players love Smilegate, and Smilegate loves its players. And of course, they've had rough times, and of course, the game isn't perfect, and the game needs improvement. But from what I've seen, the dev team does a really great job in communication. So yeah, that is my top 5 reasons on why I love Lost Ark. I think that this game is incredible. I've been playing at least 8 hours a day since launch. I haven't opened up another game since. Maybe I'm a little addicted, maybe not, but I think that this game has so much potential, and I want to share my positivity with the community and have more talks about the good things that this game has to offer and why I think more people should play it. If you have any reasons, other reasons that I missed on why you love the game, I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments below. I'm planning on making a video about things that Lost Ark has to work on. So I know that the game's not perfect, and there are definitely ways that Lost Ark can be improved. So I will be working on that, and you don't have to feel like you need to point all of those out in the comments, because it will be coming soon. But thank you again for listening. I am trying to start streaming on Twitch every now and then at twitch.tv/Corv's Corner, which I will have linked down below if you ever want to catch me in real time and ask me any questions. Thanks so much for listening, and I will see you guys in the next one.